It's much bigger than the robot, than the robot, than the robot.
It's more than robots.
Welcome to the 2015 FIRST Robotics Competition Kickoff. And yes, FIRST is about so much more than robots. There are many unique pieces of FIRST, and one of the essential elements is mentors. I'm Blair Hundertmark, and I'm here with three guys who need no introduction: Woody Flowers, Dean Kamen, and Don Bosey. I know how interested the FIRST community is in your stories. Let's get to that right away. Dean, who is your mentor?
Surprisingly, or maybe not, my father. His impact on me as a mentor was everything. I'll tell you a short story. As a kid, I'd watch my father come home every night from the city, New York, on the Long Island Railroad, like the fathers of all the other kids in the neighborhood. After dinner, my dad would go upstairs, go to his easel, and continue working. So one day, instead of going out to play with all the other kids and their dads, I went upstairs, sat next to my father, and told him that I felt badly for him, because all the other dads get to finish work and get to play. He turned to me, put down his brush, and said, "Dean, don't ever feel sorry for me. I'm the luckiest dad here. I'm an artist. I love doing what I'm doing. I do it all the time. If there's one piece of advice I could give you, it's figure out something you love to do and figure out how to get so good at it you can make a living doing it. And then, just like me, you'll never be working. You'll be doing something you love all the time."
Dean, we have some things in common. Actually, both my parents were great mentors, but my father was a particularly good maker mentor. He did not go to college, but he understood many things. I learned a lot of engineering working with him. He had a welding and general repair shop in a small town. He loved inventing and doing things that people said he couldn't do. We didn't have a car, just four-wheel drive trucks loaded with tools. The girls in town were not impressed, so dating for me was kind of tough. After my uncle gave me this worn-out, big and ugly four-door sedan, I decided it wasn't worth anything to me except maybe as a kit. So I told Dad, I want to make a hot rod roadster out of it. Characteristically, Dad paused a minute, looked me straight in the eye and said, "Scooter, if you want to do that, I'll help you. But if you start it, you got to finish it." I learned a lot of engineering and about myself building that car. Thanks, Dad.
That was great, Woody.
Wow, those were both terrific stories. I brought my own story, but after that, I can't possibly use it.
But nice to see that you're recycling, Don.
Thanks, Dean. Mentors are amazing. They not only share their skills and experience with us, but they also teach you important life lessons like persistence and grit. Yeah, we just can't say it enough. Thank you, FIRST mentors.
Before we move along with our kickoff, we'd like to take a moment to encourage you to keep in touch with FIRST throughout the year on social media. Connect with us on Twitter and by liking the official FIRST and FRC Facebook pages. And remember, FIRST is about more than robots. We're building community.
That's for sure, Blair. Without one of our earliest and most committed sponsors and partners, NASA, we never could have gotten to the scale we're at now. Thank you, NASA.
Hi, I'm NASA Administrator Charlie Bolden. I have the honor of being in charge of the world's leading agency in space exploration. And I'm also a big supporter of FIRST Robotics. I get excited about the start of another season of FIRST competition. And I get inspired watching you work as teams building and operating robots that perform incredible feats. 2014 was a great year for NASA. We had unprecedented success from our science and aeronautics missions, and we ended the year with the entire world watching the launch and recovery of Orion, our nation's next generation spacecraft in which astronauts will travel. This was a critical step on our journey to Mars, where the first humans will travel in the 2030s. However, I don't need to remind you that we're on Mars right now. We're studying the red planet with orbiting spacecraft and, of course, the Curiosity and Opportunity rovers. And another lander and rover are on the way in coming years. Your experience in FIRST will be similar in many ways to how we designed, built, and tested the rovers, and how we will be working on NASA's Mars 2020 rover mission. Before we send humans to Mars and beyond, robots will lead the way. And that's where your work in robotics will be a vital contribution to future space exploration. Human and robotic partnership on the surface of Mars will also be essential. Did you know that you're already having an impact on space exploration? A few years ago, Team 118, the Robonauts, created a compact swerve drive design for their first competition robot, Chainzilla. After the competition, that design was further refined by the students and mentors on the team. It became a critical influence on the design of the Surface Mobility System for NASA's Space Exploration Vehicle, a prototype system being used to develop technologies that will one day carry astronauts across the surface of other planets. You can do great things too, as part of a team that creates a new machine. And take advantage of this wonderful opportunity to be mentored by some of the best engineers in the world. They will help you discover not just what you can do now, but what you can accomplish in the future. Because of your hard work and commitment to your team and the competition, I have no doubts you'll help make technological breakthroughs that will inspire future generations of people just like you working on space missions. On behalf of the entire NASA family, thank you for inspiring us. Good luck in the competition, and above all, have fun.
FIRST sponsors get it, that FIRST is about more than robots. Dean, let's talk about that. You've said it for years, but what does more than robots mean to you?
The robots are nothing but a vehicle. It's a vehicle that connects kids with serious professional adults. These kids come into this program a little bit maybe mystified and insecure, and they leave, even in their first season, with a vision, with confidence, and with the sense that they can create their own future. They are in charge of their destiny, and almost any career they wish to go and pursue, they have the confidence to go do it.
Now, we talk about teams a lot. You're on a team at DECA. What's the perfect composition of a team?
FIRST teams are nothing but a microcosm of the teams around the world, even in the giant companies that mentor these kids. FIRST is about teams that never have enough time, never have enough resources, never have enough knowledge, never know what the competitor is going to do, but you got to get it done and you got to ship it. And I think what makes a really good team is a lot of diverse people that have very different opinions, that can argue very passionately about why the other guy's idea is dumb. Not that the other guy is dumb, but the idea may be dumb. The best of all worlds is when people with different ideas can present their own ideas until, in the end, the best of all the ideas emerges. Then as a team, they all work together on a common vision. That's very hard to do in the real world. Frankly, I see FIRST teams year after year doing it better than many big companies and many government agencies I've seen. I think FIRST is a great training ground for the next generation of technical leaders, business leaders, political leaders, and our society's leaders.
Dean, do you have any advice for the rookie teams?
Stay calm, enjoy it. There'll be a lot of frustration and a lot of failure, but you can deal with that. You can overcome it. You can learn from it.
You heard it from Dean. Keep calm and robot on. The highest honor for the FIRST robotics competition is the Chairman's Award.
That's right, Blair. The Chairman's Award teams represent the very best of FIRST. Sherry McCoy and I are the co-chairs of the FIRST board. Sherry is also the CEO of Avon Products. She caught up with mentor Kyle Hughes and Team Rush right after they won Chairman's last year at the FRC Championship, sponsored by Qualcomm.
Congratulations, I am so proud of you guys. What was your biggest surprise this year?
How difficult this is getting. It gets harder every year, and we're just absolutely amazed.
What do you think made the difference this year?
We all backed up and said, we gotta simplify. We gotta simplify and put forth the efforts that are really important. So we're going to DC to advocate on STEM. We simplified and made our bigger projects the most important ones.
What advice do you have for other teams who want to win this award?
You can't do it for yourself. You have to do it for everybody else. And it's really important that you're not doing it to win the award, but you're doing it and creating a culture within your team that even if you win it, you continue to do that. You continue to work for other teams and help other teams and grow this program.
Dean, did you notice that?
That was very interesting. Pay attention to those details. Now, let's take a minute and hear from PTC, who's been a worldwide friend of all the FRC programs.
Hello, everyone. I want to take a minute to welcome all of the visionaries, innovators, and problem solvers to the 2015 FRC Robotics Kickoff. This is PTC's 7th year sponsoring the kickoff, and it's been our greatest privilege as a company to be able to foster your development as engineers of the future, especially at this most exciting moment in time. The world of engineering has been on a decades-long journey, a journey of discovery, innovation, and possibility. And today, the way in which products are being created, operated, and serviced is being fundamentally transformed. Technology now allows us to communicate with the things we make, listen to them, understand them, and improve upon them. And now we all live in a smart, connected world. The robots you'll design and build this season are much like the products our clients produce. They're smart and they're connected. Our 28,000 customers worldwide need smart, connected engineers like you to remain competitive and unlock their full potential. With the skills you'll develop through FRC, you'll be at the center of this exciting transformation. Good luck this season.
FRC wanted to make fundraising easy, so our eBulb program lets you do good by helping protect the environment and do well by raising money to support and grow your team. FRC currently offers 2 different dimmable bulbs to replace 60-watt and 100-watt incandescent bulbs. Here in the US, FRC teams have raised almost $2 million through our eWatt Saver light bulb program.
That's great, Don, and they never asked for the recognition, but we just got to thank Google once again for making this LED program possible.
Woody is with some team members now.
FRC is a good thing. You have mentors to help, and it's the right mix. It is deep in technology, and it's deep in the uniquely human stuff. We live in a very complex world, but we love simplicity. In most physics classes, you learn about ideal systems, where the pulleys are massless and the strings never tangle. Some of you saw my ice bucket challenge.
Yes.
It's for a good cause. It's for a good cause. Here's the pulley I was using, and here's a piece of the rope. They hardly look like this. The physics I'd learned was really valuable. I knew Hooke's law, for example. Spring force is proportional to displacement. But in my challenge, the spring was much more complex. It was 2 big trees and a very long rope. Now, since that system behaved like a spring, I knew that the tractor pulling the zip line tight had to be stopped in exactly the right place, else the ice water and I would not arrive at the same place at the same time. Experience with real things helped me design a system that would be reasonably safe and work right. Real stuff is complex. Experience allows you to recognize what part of ideal applies and it helps you make good predictions about how complex systems, like your robot, will work. People systems, your team, your community, society, not even close to ideal systems, but some simple rules are handy. Maybe you could think of gracious professionalism as the Newton's or Hooke's law of working with others. The concept is easy to say, but it requires experience to apply. As you learn about technology through experience, be gutsy enough to try applying the law of gracious professionalism in your own life. It'll be harder than physics, but even more rewarding. Back to Deep in Technology. Kate and her team would like to show you what's in here and also tell you about some of the tools that are available this season.
Thanks, Woody. I'm here with Jonathan and Colin. Together, we're the Kit of Parts team for the FIRST Robotics competition. Thank you to those of you who sent in shirts for us to wear this year. You'll see them on us and our colleagues in the field tour videos.
An important resource available to you is your Kit of Parts. It comes to you in 3 ways: the Kickoff Kit, the Virtual Kit, and First Choice. You'll receive your Kickoff Kit in just a few minutes. Most exciting is that each Kickoff Kit contains the new 2015 control system. It builds on the previous system. It's lighter, faster, smaller, more affordable, and it makes corn dogs.
We're so grateful to our development partners and donors, National Instruments, WPI, Cross the Road Electronics, and Xilinx, and to the alpha and beta teams that have been working the bugs out of the system. They've been showcasing it for you at off-season events. Here are FIRST alumni, Alex and Amy, now at Yale, to tell you more.
The 2015 FIRST Robotics Control System packs loads of new and powerful features into compact and lightweight forms. Developed in partnership with National Instruments, WPI, and Cross the Road Electronics, this new control system is simply awesome.
The heart of the system is National Instruments Robo-Rio. Don't let the small size throw you. The Robo-Rio may have the weight and size of a sandwich with all the trimmings, but it's a rugged and powerful controller, specifically designed for FIRST teams.
The Robo-Rio is powered by an FPGA with over 1 million gates and dual-core 667 MHz ARM Cortex-A9 processors running Linux real-time. This represents over a 500% performance increase over the previous controller.
Surrounding this processing core are robust peripherals, including 10 dedicated PWM channels, 10 digital input-output channels, 4 relay control pairs, and 4 analog input-output channels. The breakout boards of the past are now a part of FIRST's history, with these components embedded into the controller, a big step in minimizing connections and eliminating potential problems.
The Robo-Rio also has a large number of device connectors, including 2 USB host ports, a USB device port, Ethernet, CAN, SPI, I2C, and RS-232. A wireless bridge is also provided as part of the control system, with the bridge connected to the system using the Ethernet port. Never before has an FRC controller had this much connectivity.
An exciting new feature is the Robo-Rio's reconfigurable custom electronics port that allows for the integration of team-designed electronics and enables the controller's capability to expand as new technology becomes available. As an example of the port's utility, the Robo-Rio can be configured to add features, including 10 additional PWM channels, 16 more digital input-output channels, 4 additional analog inputs, and 2 more analog outputs. That's a lot of control potential.
The controller can be programmed in LabVIEW, C++, or Java. LabVIEW and WPI-lib software libraries, including CAN libraries to read the sensor values and deliver commands, are provided in the 2015 control system. To top off this whole package, National Instruments has help for LabVIEW and Robo-Rio at ni.com/FRC and via phone. The NI dedicated support system is ready to help everyone.
Cross the Road Electronics has designed some clever components of the control system. The new power distribution panel has a smaller footprint than previous versions and provides 8 connections for 40 amp loads and 8 connections for 20 or 30 amp loads. The CAN port allows the power distribution panel to be a node in the CAN chain and offers an easy way to monitor each of the 16 loads.
Teams will appreciate the solid terminals on the main power input, as well as the miniature wide modular connectors to power peripheral loads, with these circuits separately fused on the power distribution panel. The panel includes a data logging feature tied to the match timer. This allows post-processing of every load at every point in time of a match, thereby opening a great way to look under the hood of your robot.
New to the control package is a voltage regulator module that provides 5 and 12 volt power even if the input power drops to 4 volts. You can now count on reliable operation throughout every match.
The pneumatic control module is another great feature of the new control system. Just power this unit from the power distribution panel, add your pneumatics, and you're good to go. You can use up to 8 solenoids and they can be either 12 or 24 volt units.
The 24-volt solenoid option greatly increases the availability of solenoids. Teams will appreciate this change. Firmware on the pneumatic control module automatically cycles the compressor on and off, freeing the control system from this function. Energizing a solenoid is a single line of CAN code, thereby making the process as easy as possible.
Included with the control system are 4 Talon SRs, a cross-the-road electronics PWM controller that teams have been using for a few years. Also, stand by for the next generation controllers, jointly developed by Vex and Cross the Road Electronics.
Many other aspects of the 2015 control system will be familiar to experienced teams, including the wireless and network hardware, as well as the driver station. Configuring the new controller for the first time is a simple step.
The new control system is lighter, faster, and more powerful. It will be exciting to see what teams will do with the 2015 FIRST Robotics Control System.
Good luck, and as we say at Yale,
Boola
boola.
First Choice is the online parts repository hosted for free by Andy Mark. At the First Choice site, you can peruse parts and acquire them using First Choice credits. We launched First Choice a few weeks ago, and we're adding more parts today. Go check it out. You'll find your login information in your TIMS account.
The virtual kit is a catch-all for all items that go directly from the donor to you, software downloads or vouchers, for example. You work directly with the supplier and details can be found on the Kit of Parts webpage.
What's one thing all successful teams have in common?
They all read and understand the manual. In just a few minutes, you can find it at this site. We're also excited about the new manual app.
The manual is super detailed. What if a team has a question?
Easy. Start by searching the Q&A and see if someone has already asked your question. No luck? Ask your question directly. The Q&A opens on Wednesday, which is when you'll find your login information live in your TIMS account. Lots of people follow the Q&A. You don't know what you don't know.
We know lots of you won't get to touch an official field until you get to a competition. You can get a good feel for one by watching the field tour videos hosted by 2 of our most dynamic engineers, Derek and Matt. You'll find links on the manual homepage, so check them out.
There are lots of resources available. Start with your local team of regional directors, senior mentors, and vistas. You can find their contact information here.
Technical questions can be posed directly to our engineering team using the FIRST forums. This also allows other firsters to give you tips, advice, and learn from your questions.
Finally, if you have no idea where to start, you can call or email our operations support team. Now, let's hear from a couple of FIRST alumni representing kickoff sponsor Comcast NBC Universal.
My name is Joe Doyle. I'm studying electrical and computer engineering at Carnegie Mellon University.
My name is Erica McKay, and I'm Assistant Technical Manager for the Creative Department of NBC Universal.
I was in FIRST for 5 years. My very first season, I failed at what I spent the entire time doing. One of the great things about FIRST Robotics is that you can have a comeback. It became a huge part of the driving force for what I've chosen to do as a career.
The best part of FIRST for me was that first moment when we saw the robot on the field and we saw all of our hard work come to life. My mentors on FIRST really led by example and showed me how my passion could become my career.
Having a Comcast mentor in FIRST Robotics led directly to the internship opportunity that I had over the summer.
My advice to students is to get involved, try new things, and just enjoy it.
Work with your teammates, set goals, be the best that you can possibly be.
Technology isn't the future, it's now.
I hope to work on data visualization and robotics.
I work on the animated props, the animated figures, and the special effects for Harry Potter out in Hollywood.
FIRST Robotics is the hardest fun you'll ever have.
Have fun and good luck.
And teams, here's something else you need to know. Just by being part of a FIRST team, you can get all kinds of scholarships for college. Many of them go unused each year. That's how big the program has become. So take advantage of it.
Hi, I'm Jane.
And I'm Patrick.
We're both fortunate to have been awarded 2014 Bart Kamen Memorial FIRST Scholarships. Behind us is Championship Scholarship Row, and it's packed with representatives from schools all across the world.
College is coming.
He's right, college is coming. And luckily for you, all the experiences that you've gained with FIRST mean a lot to colleges and universities. There are hundreds of schools offering millions of dollars in scholarships to FIRST participants as part of the FIRST Scholarship Program. The FIRST experience is so intense. It seems like it's all about being in the moment. Your teammates, sponsors, and alliance partners are all counting on you. but don't forget to put some of that focus on yourself and your future.
As a junior, I was elected Director of Community Outreach for FIRST Robotics Competition Team 178, the 2nd Law Enforcers. It was great exposure to groups outside my robotics team and a whole lot of work. I filled other roles in my team as well, and sharing those experiences has helped me earn my first scholarship, which I'm using to attend an Ivy League school.
I was on FRC Team 75, the Robo Raiders, for 4 years. In my senior year, I was the team president, and I spent a lot of time working with my teammates and in the community doing whatever it took to keep us on track. I'm glad I was able to use what I learned to earn my first scholarship, which has made it possible for me to pursue my career in medicine.
It's easy to get started. Just go to the FIRST Scholarships page at usfirst.org/scholarships. There are lots of resources there, including descriptions and applications for all of the current FIRST scholarship opportunities. New scholarships are being added all the time, but don't wait until the last minute to apply.
That's right. All FIRST scholarship deadlines are set by the institutions that offer them. Most of them fall between December and May.
So don't forget, right now, if you're in your senior year, go to usfirst.org/scholarships and apply for any of the scholarships that you're interested in.
Many FIRST events may have scholarship rows set up, where you can talk face-to-face with many of the providers, just like we're doing here at Championship. This is especially important for all of you freshmen, sophomores, and juniors on teams. Start preparing now.
So don't forget to
Apply,
and visit us at usfirst.org/scholarship.
We're getting closer. Let's check in with Frank on the playing field.
Oh, hello teams. I'm Frank Merrick, Director of the FIRST Robotics Competition. I've got just a few things to mention to you before we get to the big game reveal. I know you're ready to see the game, but these things are important. Before I talk just a little about rules, let's go over safety. Please be safe, both in your FIRST activities and your non-FIRST activities. Though honestly, I don't know how much time you're going to have for those non-FIRST activities over the next 6 weeks. Make sure your friends are being safe as well. Please even make sure the people that you don't like are being safe. Seriously, be careful out there. Nothing you are doing is worth getting hurt over. Now about those rules. Robot bumpers. In most games, they're necessary to help keep the robots you've worked on in one piece. But in this game, this particular game, 2015, check it out. Bumpers are optional. Yeah, they are. You can still put bumpers on your robot if you want to, but the choice is yours. Make sure to think hard about this decision. It may have an impact on you in more ways than one. We have a few other surprises in the rules this year. Please read the entire manual very carefully, every word, not just the juicy bits. Pay special attention to the robot sizing rules, or should I say the robot unsizing rules. Also, teams will be ranked during the qualification rounds and advance through the playoff rounds in new ways. You may have to think differently about your strategies this year. Again, please read that manual. And now, the moment you've been waiting for, the 2015 FIRST Robotics Competition game, Recycle Rush. Here's the 2015 field. The theme is recycling, and the objective is to build stacks of totes, place recycling bins on top, and recycle litter. The game is played by 2 alliances of 3 teams each on a 27 by 54 foot field divided into red and blue sides by a step. There are human player stations in the corners. Each side has a landfill zone, an auto zone, and 2 scoring platforms. Alliances stay on their own side of the field throughout the 2.5-minute match, though there will be some interaction near the step. Now let's prepare the field for a match. The field and alliance stations are stocked with 3 types of game pieces: totes, recycling containers, and pool noodles, which we call litter. Yellow totes have some reflective tape, which makes robot vision tracking easier.
Robots start anywhere on their side of the field, but not in the landfill zone or auto zone. During the 15-second autonomous period at the start of each match, robots use pre-programmed instructions to try to move themselves, yellow totes, and recycling containers into the auto zone. Bonus points are awarded for stacking the yellow totes. Additionally, robots may begin acquiring gray totes and recycling containers from the landfill or the step. As the teleoperated period starts, drivers step forward to take the controls. Alliances earn points by stacking totes on their platforms. Each gray tote is worth 2 points. Teams may obtain gray totes from either the landfill, the step, or from a human player via the tote chute. Recycling containers on top of scored totes are worth 4 points per level. Robots may obtain litter from the human player via the litter chute. Litter in a scored recycling container is worth 6 points. Litter in the landfill is worth 1 point. Alliances may attempt to throw litter onto the opposing alliance's side of the field until there are 20 seconds left in the match. Litter not in scoring position on the field at the end of a match is considered unprocessed litter, and each piece will add 4 points to the score of the opposing alliance. Alliances may work together to earn a 20-point cooperation bonus by placing 4 yellow totes on the step. Stacking these 4 totes earns an additional 20-point bonus for each alliance. To rank well during qualification matches and advance through the playoff matches to the finals, teams will want to maximize their score for each match. Except for the final matches, winners of individual matches will not be declared, as this has no direct bearing on tournament performance in Recycle Rush. Of course, robots will need to be built robustly to avoid damage from falling game pieces.
That was a great match. We can't wait to see your creative strategies. Have fun with Recycle Rush and good luck.
And now here's the code to unlock your encrypted manual.
Here we go.
Let the games begin. Remember to stay connected with us on Twitter and Facebook.
Good luck with this year's competition.